Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because I'm finally getting to dip my little fingers in the brand new and first palette from Sydney Grace. I have raved about their shadows on my channel for a long time now, and when I found out that they were going to make a palette, I was over the moon about it. And what I like the most about this is that they're all brand new shades, so you're not going to have any repeats. So if you're a Sydney Grace lover like myself, you don't have to worry about having the same shades in the palette as you already do in your collection. I'm going to go over this bad boy with you. I'm going to do an eye look and then I will give you guys my thoughts. So this is what the outside of the palette looks like. It says Autumn's Rain right on the front of it. And then we have the ingredients on the back. When you open it up, you are getting a large mirror, and these are the shades. And I'm happy to report that I didn't expect any different, but I'm happy to report that these are the same quality as the shades that you would get in singles. Sometimes when you put them in palettes, they can differ. That's not the case with this. I have been playing and touching, and this eye look has several colors in it, but we also have the shade names underneath each one of the eyeshadows, which I absolutely love because I'm not having to turn my palette around as a YouTuber. That's annoying to me. So I'm so happy to have the names across. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the swatches. For the first row, it is all mattes, and we have Queen of the North, Palace, Supreme Harvest, Nature's Crown, and Golden Wheat. For the second row, we have Amber Jewels, Magnificent Chestnut, Golden Scepter, Wondrous Night, and Majestic Breeze. And then for the last row, which is probably my favorite row, we have Countess, Brilliant Realm, Sovereign Rain, Fallen Splendor, and Moonlit Kingdom. The palette retails for $52, but you can use my code on the palette, which is PuffinsWife15, and you'll save yourself 15%. Nope, not an affiliate code. I don't make any money off of it or anything like that, but you will save 15%. And it says, through December 31st, 2018, 25% of the proceeds from this palette will go to the victims of the Camp Fire. In case any of you guys don't already know, California, there are wildfires. Where she lives in Paradise, California, I believe, it was hit and it was just destroyed. She was very lucky to keep her home. I remember I was on my phone a lot trying to check out what was going on, and my husband kept asking me what's wrong? And I was like, I was so worried about her family and her home and everything. It was really affecting me. He was like, do you really, I talked to her a lot, so it was really bothering me, especially with her. So I think that's awesome that she is doing that. Now it also says, please note to ensure the safety of your shadows and palette, your shadows will come individually packed to then place into the magnetic palette. I personally paid for the palette that I am using right now, but she sent me a second one for free, and there were a little bit of issues with some shadows breaking. So I think that to overcome that happening again, because you never know if that is packaging or if that is the carrier throwing something around, I think that's how she's going to remedy that. So just that little side note. All right, now let's go ahead and get into this eye look. I'm starting out the look on a BOM 44 from Royal & Langnickel and the shade Nature's Crown. I'm basically going in little circles and blending this into the outer corner and into the crease for a transition shade. Then I'm also going to take that same shade on a MAC 221 and buff it along the lower lash line. Now I want to go in with some of these purples. So I'm taking a Zoeva 227 in the shade Countess, and I am taking that on the outer corner first. packing it on there, and then I am taking it into the crease and slowly blending it upward. I'm blending it upward more so on the outer edge than I am into the inner crease. I want it to be a little bit more smoky and that purple effect on the outside part of the eye. Again, I'm going to take that shade on a MAC 221 and run it along the lower lash line. Then I'm going to deepen up the outer corner just a little bit more with a Smith 235 in the shade Brilliant Realm. I'm taking that and I'm tapping it on the outer V and then slightly smoking it upward. I'm not going to take this into the crease really quite yet, maybe just a little bit, but not as much as I'm going to later. Right now I want to focus on just getting that pigment right on the outer corner and slightly smoked on the outer half of the eye. MAC 242 and Sovereign Rain. I am using this dry and I am packing that basically all over the lid, tapping over the last shade we did, but leaving an empty space right on the inner corner. If you wanted this to be a little bit more intense and more metallic, you could go in with it wet, but I like the way it applies dry. I think it's perfectly fine. It's beautiful, and I'm taking it straight up to the crease, but not passing it. Now I'm going in with Golden Scepter, and I'm taking that on a Esom W21, and I'm packing that on the inner corner and then slowly taking it up that front part of the lid and tapping over the purple. After getting everything onto my lid, I went ahead back in with Brilliant Realm on a MAC 221 and I lightly applied that into the crease just to make everything look nice, seamless, and blended. Now I want to change up the color a little bit and I'm going to go in with some green. So I'm taking the Delium 716 and Fallen Splendor. I'm going to go ahead and use this wet. And I'm taking it on my inner corner right underneath where the gold is, and I'm putting it right up against the lash line. After I do that, I'm going right on top of the gold, right in the crease portion of the front of the eye, and I'm making a little line with that. For the remainder part of the lower lash line, I'm going in with Majestic Breeze on a MAC 221, and I am just buffing that back and forth. And if you need to touch up the inner green after you're done, you can go ahead and do so. I'm going to go in on the inner corner with Wondrous Night on a MAC 228. MAC 242 and Queen of the Earth. This is a matte shade, and I'm going to highlight my brow arch with it. Now to finish off the look, all I did was add Milk Liner in Boss at the top inner rim. I added on Kiss Ritzy Lashes, and then bottom waterline, I have the Avoir Flash Crayon from Linda Hallberg. It's a sparkly green. Now that you've seen the look, let's go ahead and talk about my thoughts on the palette. I knew I was going to like this palette and I'm not disappointed. Everything blended out really well. I used a lot of different shadows on this eye. I feel like it kind of reminds me of like a masquerade mask. You know, all those different colors like a peacock. It's just really pretty. I love the combination in here. It's totally fitting to the name of the palette, which is Autumn's Reign. This is definitely an autumn palette, and I like the variety. Like, you don't have too many orange shades, you don't have too many purples or blues. It's just like this perfect range, and I think it is stunning. I've done several looks using her singles, and I can say that these perform just the same for me. I had zero issues. There are a little bit of fallout, but nothing major. So if you are looking into getting this palette, I would definitely suggest it. I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, and you're also doing a good deed if you buy through the end of this year, especially if you're intimidated by like buying singles and stuff and you want to try out Sydney Grace. I think this is a great option. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the look. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.